Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are here for the first time, my name is Bre Jahmella and I welcome you to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I really appreciate it. And to everybody that's already a subscriber, guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, I'm so happy that you guys are here for yet another video. You know, it truly warms my heart and I appreciate you guys for coming back. As you saw from today's title, it's been long overdue and I've been getting so many questions, so I'm finally going to answer them. Was it worth moving? So let's just get right into this video because it's gonna be nice, short, and sweet.
Wind it up all night, baby, take your time. Let me know I want.
So one of the pros that I would say for someone who is moving to Atlanta, if you are a business owner, this is a great place to launch your business, or even if you already have a business, this is the place. But I would say know your demographic, know the audience that you're trying to pull in, because if you don't, you're going to be running around with like a chicken with its head cut off. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be starting from scratch or trying to figure it out when you get down here, because you're going to be overwhelmed with the idea that you even moved to begin with, and to add on top of that your business as well. So I would definitely recommend doing your research. It is important to do your research. If you guys have not already seen, I have posted videos about just moving in general. Please go check those out, because at the end of the day, moving takes a lot, especially if you're moving out of state and you've never done it before. It takes a mental toll on you that a lot of people do not talk about on this channel. Not my channel, but on YouTube in general, and it is a lot. So I would definitely recommend, if you're a business owner, make sure you have all your affairs in order personally before you even come down here and try to deal with everything business, because you will be overwhelmed. Okay, so something I would say is good when it comes to Atlanta is there's always something to do. Like, when I mean always something to do, there's always, and I mean always, something to do. Like, things are open 24/7. You can always find something to do. There's museums, there's restaurants out the wazoo. Like, it's just so many places you can go. It's crazy because, like, for me, you know, because things are just like all over the place right now, I'm kind of like limiting on how I spend, you know, money. So I'm really not trying to be here and there all the damn time. But there's so much to do. I remember there was a Friends exhibit that I wanted to go to, and I was like, what the hell, it's in Atlanta? And I only thought there was one in New York, but there was actually one here in Atlanta, and I was just like, what the hell? That's crazy. Like, I know, weird, but those are kind of things that I'm interested into. There's just so much to do, so I feel like you would never be bored. So that's definitely a pro for me when it comes to that. You still have that same aspect of the city. So if you, like, you're the type of person like you want to be outside, trust me, you could be outside, believe it. Okay, so something that I would say may be a pro, it depends on if you're younger or older, I'm not really sure. But if you are younger and you like to be on the scene, I wouldn't say this goes for you. But if you're like an older person and you want to move down here, your family and stuff like that, Georgia is beautiful. Your kids will always have something to do. Like I said before, there's always something to do. I just feel like it's a beautiful state to start a family in. Seeing that you already have a significant other, male or female, because child, dating down here is weird. But that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story for a whole other video. But I would definitely recommend starting a family down here. It's a beautiful place. You could buy a beautiful home, and it just feels very homey, and I like that. I love that about Atlanta. It feels very homey. You don't have to live in Atlanta itself. There's outer boroughs that you can live in that definitely give off the same Atlanta effect, but you're not right in the city. But I definitely would recommend, if you want to start a family, Atlanta is definitely a nice place to start one. So keep that on the list. Okay guys, so I'm going to talk about some of the cons when it comes to, I would say, living in Georgia, Atlanta, whatever the case may be. Child, this can pertain to anywhere, in my opinion, because let's be real, anything happens anywhere to anyone. You never really know. So one of the things that I have on my list is violence. a lot of people are getting their cars broken into, especially if you go to like malls and stuff. Like they're breaking in people's cars and stealing stuff. Like, you know, those kind of things are crazy, whatever the case may be. But like I said, that can happen anywhere. It's not really it's a Georgia thing. That can happen absolutely anywhere. And from what I've heard from a lot of people is these things are happening from people who lived in other places and moved to Georgia. Like Georgia was never like that before. But you know, you have so much mixture of people now that you don't even know who's from Georgia and who's not, because it's literally a bunch of people living here now. It's like New York. It's just a bunch of people living in one space, and you don't know who's a true Southerner or not. You know what I mean? Okay, so another thing I would mention as kind of a con is when you're going out to like parties and clubs and lounges and stuff like that, a lot of times the parking is like 40 bucks. Like you gotta pay $40 for parking. I don't know about y'all, but I don't even like paying for parking. Y'all, no. And to know that Georgia's a place where you don't really have to pay for parking. You know, paying for parking was so only. So it's definitely like when you go to like those kind of places, you have to pay you have to pay for parking. And parking is like $40. No ma'am. But they're upcharging because a lot of out-of-towners are coming in and, you know, spending the weekend and stuff like that. And sometimes they have celebrities in the club or these lounges, so they're going to charge more. For men, I heard it's like way more, but I know like for women it's like around $40. But if you're the type of person that wants to go out all the time, it's up to you if you want to dish out that kind of money for parking. Because keep in mind, you have to pay to get in the club 9 times out of 10. So it's up to you how much money you really want to spend. You know, me personally right now with this whole corona thing, your girl ain't going outside. I don't got time for that. So I will be in the house. But for people who like to, you know, be on the town, be on the scene, I would say just figure out whether you want to drive there or you're Uber type of person. Also, when it comes to Uber is like super expensive down here. It's given New York prices. Like Uber is definitely giving New York prices. And it's a no. How would I know that? Clearly I've taken an Uber down here. Duh. Yes, I have a car, but I have taken Uber multiple times being down here. So I would definitely say you gotta have the coin. Like you gotta have your coin together if you're trying to live your best life out here. Like I would definitely say that. Okay, next up, and I know this is for most people when they hear this, when it comes to like living is amazing, but I'm gonna let y'all know I started looking at some apartments closer to the city. Let's just say it's giving real $2,000 a month and up. Like Atlanta and the Georgia area is changing. It's giving real New York. It's giving real, we're gonna be on that LA type of time. Like Georgia is definitely getting more expensive. Don't get me wrong, it's still not as expensive as New York and certain other places, but it's getting there. And I feel like it's because more people are moving out of places like New York because they're trying to get away from the expensive rent and all of these things. But these places are literally hiking up the prices because they know that people are moving from out of town. You know what I mean? Personally, I wouldn't recommend telling them you're moving from out of town because you never know if they just kind of hiked up the price a little bit more. Just be like, you know, I'm just looking around. I never lived in this area before and I'm just interested. So I wouldn't recommend letting them know that you're from out of town either, because I feel like everybody's just trying to get a piece of the pie and you're the one that's suffering because of it. So, you know, I know it's a dope thing to want to move to Atlanta or Georgia in general, but it is getting expensive. It definitely is getting expensive. It's not like how it was even a year ago or a few years before that. You get what I mean? So the prices are definitely getting up there. And I look at apartments, townhomes occasionally on the websites, on different websites, and it's getting up there, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you, it's getting up there. And I just need to let y'all know that because I know a lot of people want to move down here because they feel like it's financially a better option. But keep in mind, if you're not coming down here with I'm gonna say a career or a very good paying job, you might as well stay where you at. Because let's be real, the Walmarts, the Publix, and all those places, they're not paying you what you need to afford an apartment. unless you're trying to live in the hood, and that's teachers all. Okay, last but not least, this is not really a pro or a con. It's just kind of more of how I feel. It's a beautiful place. I personally feel like I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't know where I'm gonna buy a home. I have no idea. Your girl is just living life at the moment, and when I know, I'll know, and y'all will know, because I'm gonna let y'all know. But for right now, I just feel like I'm in a place in my life where I'm taking it one day at a time, and I'm not trying to overstep myself. I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself, because I know I see people do this and they move here and they buy this and they do that, and you know, you always want to live a life that I'm gonna say other people have, or you admire what other people have. But I sometimes feel like you put too much pressure on yourself trying to obtain what others have, because you living in it or you living around it. Like, I follow a lot of people on social media that live in Georgia, and you see how they live, but you know, you don't know how a lot of people got to where they are. I've watched so many YouTubers talk about how they struggled their first couple years here, and then now they're finally in a comfortable space. And you know, I feel like that may be anywhere you move to, but it's definitely been a rocky road. And I just feel like, you know, I'm taking it one day at a time, and I'm gonna continue to take it one day at a time. And you guys will be updated on any moves that I make, any type of changes that I decide to make, because as of right now, I just feel like one day at a time. That's just where I'm at. That's all I can handle. Yeah, I'm not trying to stress myself out at all. No ma'am, whatsoever. So I'm just doing what I can. And that's just basically it. If you guys want to move. If you don't. But just be very mindful that Georgia is not what it used to be even a year ago, and it probably won't be that way for a very long time or ever again, because like I said, everybody's moving out of the more expensive states and they're moving to the south. More people are moving to the south because, you know, things are financially better, but the job system is just, it ain't it. I'm not gonna hold you. Like I said, unless you have a career or you have your own business that's making money, or you just really betting on yourself, child, then you gotta be really smart about your move. I'm not gonna hold you. But guys, I know that video was short. Like I said before, there's pros and cons to everything. It's a literally an experience thing. I would not be able to tell you guys what to do from what not to do, because I'm still in it and I'm still learning. So, you know, that's all I can tell you guys for right now. But what I can say is, you know, if you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, turn your bell notifications so that you're alerted next time I post a video on my channel. And I just thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week.
You know you are a jam, jam, jam.